All right, everybody, welcome to Monday Bible study and continue on in Daniel 6. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Then Daniel said unto the king, O king, live forever. My God have sent his angel and have shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me, for as much as before him. I guess that's the word innocence. It's kind of like a derivative in the King James. Innocence. Yeah. So it's innocency, because the definition is innocence. All right, very good. For as much as before him innocence was found in Daniel, and also before thee, O king, I have done no hurt, or since innocence was found in me. And also before the king, O king, I have done no hurt. He's not hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. And of course, there's a little more to it than that. Believing is what? It's an action. It's not just because wasn't Daniel taking all these actions? He said, servant of the living God, whom thou servest continually. That's his believing. It's an action. See, that's where another part where people get extremely tricked up, which is fine. They're meant to. So anyway, that's the end of that. 933 through 41, and then 10, 1 and 2. 933, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 10 and 2. They're all here in New Living. Let's read it in New Living. We'll go back. Anything that doesn't sound right, we'll check it out in the King James, and if necessary, look it up in the Greek. If this man were not from God, he couldn't have done it. You were born a total sinner, they answered. Are you trying to teach us? And they threw him out of the synagogue. When Jesus heard what had happened, to the blind man that he had healed, he found the man and asked, do you believe in the Son of Man? And the man answered, who is he, sir? I want to believe in him. Have you seen him? Jesus said. No, excuse me. You have seen him, Jesus said, and he is speaking to you. Yes, Lord, I believe. Now, he was called to that belief. That wasn't something he did with his own free will. And the man said, and he worshiped Jesus. And Jesus told him, I entered this world to render judgment, to give sight to the blind. And that's what continues today. He gives us eyes to see and ears to hear him. Who is him? The truth. That's why we can see and understand the truth. When we're told that there's no free will, we take to it. We take to it like a moth to a flame. We just take to it. And most people, of course, cannot. They think that they are making a free will decision that saves them from some. And again, you making a free will decision is a work that you do, and you're not saved by anything you do. That's grace. And Paul says, or it wouldn't be grace. What is that Bible? Let me try to find that real quick. Romans 11:16, King James Version, Bible Gateway. I got tricked. Hang on a second. It's 11:6. Romans 11:6, King James Version, Bible Gateway. All right. And if by grace, then it is no more of works. In other words, it's nothing that you do. Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. Oh, that King James. Let's go to the New Living and see how they word it. We'll know if it doesn't sound right. And since it's through God's kindness, then it is not by their good works. A free will decision is said to be your saving moment. That's something you did. For in that case, God's grace would not be what it really is, free and undeserved. Hang on just a second. All right. Then Jesus told him, I entered this world to render judgment, to give sight to the blind, and to show those who think they see that they are blind. And of course, how does that take place now? It takes place through the sheep. When you tell the truth to people, you're supposed to be preaching the gospel to every preacher. You're supposed to tell the truth, but it's not to save them. It's only a narrow way that's going to understand it. It's so you'll be hated. It says right there plainly, we all know we must through much tribulation enter the kingdom. Well, where's your tribulation? I mean, don't tell me it's your government. No, this has to be where people are shunning you, your friends, your family. You're not doing Christmas anymore. You're not doing Easter. You tell them there's no such thing as free will. You only have to tell them once or twice. Twice is plenty good enough. It says after the second admonition. Doesn't mean you got to tell them every day. But, don't walk into their fake churches. Hey, we want y'all to go to church with us Sunday. No, I don't believe in that church. I don't believe what they're teaching. They're teaching free will. I'm not going. I dated a girl one time that said, well, you need to come to my church. I'm like, I ain't going to your church. Told her the deal. So, anyway, some Pharisees. So how do they get told that they are blind today? Through us, through the sheep. Some Pharisees who were standing nearby heard him and asked, are you saying we're blind? If you were blind, you wouldn't be guilty, Jesus replied, but you remain guilty because you claim you can see. The good shepherd and his sheep. I tell you the truth, anyone who sneaks over the wall of a sheepfold rather than going through the gate must surely be a thief and a robber. But the one who enters through the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. Let's read this in the King James. Jesus said unto them, if ye were blind, ye should have no sin. Yeah, I'm liking 41 better in the King James. But now we say, we see, therefore your sin remaineth. Basically the same thing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door unto the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. All right, folks. I love you. Ask questions anytime.